quick trip tips. If you're gonna take a trip on a psychedelic, then listen to this. Quick time. Basically, you can't prepare enough here. Psychedelics will fucking surprise you if you haven't done them before, especially. Setting I'm sure you've heard of. Long story short, just don't take psychedelics in stupid places. They are super powerful. You want to make sure that you are in a comfortable place. They can potentially make you feel very uncomfortable or nauseous. They could be quite a challenge if you're taking a big dose of mushrooms. It's just, you know, it can be uncomfortable. They don't taste very awesome half the time. You can definitely eat them with other things. I tend to just eat them raw, magic mushrooms, but yeah, they don't taste super great. So it could be quite a mission to eat like a heroic dose is supposedly like 5 grams. But yeah, just research into the dosage. You don't need to go full blast into it like too speedily. In fact, I would really probably advise you not to. It can be quite dangerous. When I was 16, there's trip reports that I'll leave linked in the description, but I had some really far out bad trips, like literally like pure hell realms. I'm not joking. It's you can't conceive of it unless you've been there. They can really fuck you up if you take a large dose and you're not really educated, or if you've got like poor mental health. I think because like I wasn't really well anyway, and it tends to, if you seem to have your shit together and you're grounded, then likely the psychedelics will, yeah, they might not hit you like that. But yeah, don't like instill yourself with fear, because that will just like fucking manifest the bad trip in itself. Psychedelics are safe. It will just play mind games on you. So you just got to think you're literally going to take a dose, and supposedly these mushrooms are somehow going to fucking make you feel like emotionally unstable, maybe, or not. Like, I'm not saying they will, but that's what, like, you know what I mean. You just sit there and you're just sat there. What could they possibly do, bruv? Apparently it's going to drag my mind through some vortex, and it will. Before I said you've got nothing for me, and I thought I might have killed the trip, because I was like, fuck off shrooms, you're not going to do nothing for me, as I was going into it, and then it did. So yeah, but they're known and said to be very welcoming to forgivers, but to beginners, but unforgiving to veterans. So your first few trips are often quite good. Yeah, you're just gonna manifest a bad trip if you're like paranoid about it being bad. So just don't eat like shit, and just take care of yourself for a bit before. Likely, like I've never thrown up any shrooms since I stopped smoking tobacco and stuff. When I was younger, I used to smoke like stupid shit tobacco from Babylon, and like eat sweets and shit all the time, and my diet was awful. So it definitely, because psychedelics are very energetic, they make everything like, they dissolve your kind of normal low energy sober mode, and it just like removes filters, and it's like you see everything in a different way, and but you can still see it like now, but it's weird how you can't. It's like this, it literally lifts like a filter off of your eyes or something. Like that's literally how it feels, because it's like you don't see pink elephants and shit, you just see like everything, but just way more, and for some reason it means a lot more than, or it feels and means a lot different to how it is now. But overall, I literally just recommend you do a lot of research. There's a lot of out there on psychedelics now, and it's kind of undeniable. Like even the scientific stuff, like you don't have to believe in it, but like every single source that ever really looks at psychedelics, like they are such a weird thing in life. Yeah, it's just such a strange kind of field of things. These kind of organic, not harmful physically, like substances that just like, because you could use them for personal development. This is what I'm saying. Everyone else out here taking these like mystery pills, and then they're on a come down for like 3 days afterwards and shit like that. And like, I done them when I was younger. That stuff is fucked up, man. That stuff fucked me up. And then But what I'm saying is shrooms is a healthy drug, a healthy holistic drug. It's not like a stimulant, so it's kind of different. But it's a plant, it's not harmful, and you get the opposite of a come down, which is called an afterglow. So it's like a miracle. It's like a healthy drug that you can use for personal development, and it actually grows your brain and gives you like new neural structures and shit. Look into it. It's what's called neurogenesis. It's crazy. But psychedelics are quite a reflection of your subconscious mind. If you look at the brain scans, it makes sense. It depends. I'm talking for the most part about psilocybin magic mushrooms, but it depends how you like the context that you go into it. Everyone says, "Oh, set an intention." I don't really need to set an intention. I never really felt the need to, because I know why I'm doing it. Because maybe it would help more, and I'll try it. Because recently, I think my tolerance is just way too like. They just don't even do anything to me. They do, but not really. Not how they used to. That's what I mean. Is like there's a maturity that you can get if you do them a lot. Eventually you just overcome it. Regulate your breath, basically. Just fucking, I would take it, yeah, if you want the full thing, you can take it on a walk in nature, and that will probably, I think the chances are you'll have an easier time walking through nature on a nice day in a comfortable environment, depending on the dose. It depends. It really does depend. You got to be careful. But I think silent darkness can actually be very fucking uncomfortable. But it depends, man. Like, I only trust going out because I know that I'm not going to get locked into the spiral realms, because I have in the past, and that doesn't happen to me anymore. I haven't been there for years. Not like that. But yeah, really, here's how I would do it. Don't eat. Make sure your diet is like being clean for a minute, if you can. Just try and just generally like get your shit together, clean your room, make a nice environment. Silent darkness is likely you want to have that option ready, and I would recommend that option. So would Terence McKenna. If you want a full trip. I'm not telling you that you should do this, but really this is where the main frame is. If you want to meet aliens and shit. So I would recommend, you should have like a nice comfortable setup. Don't have a stupid bed, fucking, like get loads of pillows and shit, or like potentially, well, it doesn't really matter, but like, so it depends if you're going to take mushrooms or not, because the reason I say with the pillows is because, here's what I think. Don't eat for about 4 hours before. You want to have a relatively empty stomach. You don't want to be ravaging hungry, but you don't want to eat after eating, and you definitely don't want to have eaten fast food beforehand. See, normally you would take this in maybe like the evening if it's in silent darkness. But like in the mornings recently, I've kind of gone in, and sometimes it's in nature, sometimes I do it in silent darkness, but recently I started doing it in nature, but you kind of get sick of it because it's not really as, like, it's very different. But I used to wake up in the morning and eat mushrooms with breakfast, like just organic apple with Liberty Cap mushrooms, and then I would basically, you know, your like circadian rhythm, like how your energy goes up and down throughout the day in like a 24-hour cycle. You kind of use that intuitively to your advantage. So you wake up, you eat breakfast with the shrooms, and they start hitting you just as your energy is getting up as well. And then you set out like on a sunny day, and you're getting the sun and you're grounding, and then like just as the shrooms are coming up, you fucking smoke like some super quality weed, and you're sat on a bench like in the sun. In nature, and like you kind of use everything to your advantage, and obviously if you're using supplements at things at the time, or who knows, you could have like DMT as well. It's like you wake up and you rise and with the energy, and I think in a sense it works a lot better in some ways. you can be much more awake, and it can help you get out of the spiral realms. But it depends if you're a veteran or not. I don't know how safe it is for everyone all the time. Maybe have a trip sitter, have someone to look after you, but I wouldn't do it personally. Fuck that. It depends. Being alone is really where, because in conversation, the trip kind of stops. Not really, but you wanna. It's when you're alone, that's when it's really there. It's like if you're at a party and you're really fucked up with everyone downstairs, and then you go have a piss and you're in the bathroom by yourself, and then everything's like, oh my god. You just don't realise how waved you are until you walk away from the socialness. That's what psychedelics are like. So I don't really like taking them in conversation an awful lot. Sometimes it's really good though, to be fair. I did have a good chat with Key Parks and then man, we tripped together in Wales about a year ago. That was good. But yeah, but if you want to do it in silent darkness, you don't want to wake up and then just lay in silent darkness immediately, so maybe do it a bit later. But you take the dose on an empty stomach, and then don't probably lay down completely flat straight away, because supposedly it's not good for you to do that anyway after eating. So and everything's energy in that realm especially. So every little thing you do, like back when I used to trip, not so much. I used to put a lot more like tension on each trip, and I had this LSD trip, and I literally prepared for like 3 weeks, and it worked perfectly. And you set out like in the sun, like I said, and it's like it just brings this moment, and it's like such an energy release and such a harmony. If you get your energy right with your circadian rhythm and shit, or do it in silent darkness. And silent darkness is just very twists and turns, psychoanalytic potentially. It's really infinite. No two trips are the same. Silent darkness is where it's at though. That's where you're gonna might meet the entities. I've kind of met entities before on shrooms, so I don't know. It's silent darkness is But yeah, I'd recommend like you can lay down, but just lay it maybe a bit of an angle, and don't have your phone near you. Turn all the internet off and shit, and just be in complete silent darkness. And you lay there, and basically, normally how it goes for me is that normally it's thoughts. To be fair, I normally think. But it depends. It really depends. Not always. Like there's many different nuances to it. But thoughts become very different. But I just start thinking, and they just kind of take me down these very, very like deep contemplations, and everything starts like changing around me and vibrating or whatever the fuck, and everything's weird. My senses are different. Time's different. I took voice notes before. You can find one. Look on my fucking podcast. There's a live voice note not long ago that I uploaded where I was talking while I was tripping. But I was fucked. I ate loads of gummies, edibles as well, and they really fucked my talking up. I don't know. That was not good. You see, you don't want to eat like sweets with shrooms. That's such a stupid move. I don't know why I would have done that. Don't eat sweets and stuff, like. Because you can hear it in that voice note. But yeah, my talking was just like, it's like I just forgot I was recording at one point. I don't know, it's just so weird. Awakening is quite strange as well. Like if you have like the psychedelic state, it seems so like awake and aware and superior, but at the same time it's like you're just completely like fried, so you just can't even like, it's almost like things are just different. The way you are is different. Shit just happens differently because you're just so like awake, and it's not the same. I don't know, but yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go now. See you later.